Well, I guess what do you expect from a goddamn metaverse project? So a little bit ago, I put out a video talking about the Gundam Metaverse. Basically, it's, from what I understand, like, it's a wannabe VR chat that's Gundam focused. You could submit your own custom builds and then have a picture of them shared on the metaverse. And what I had actually covered about that was they didn't actually encrypt the files of their game. So a lot of parts of different Gundam models got leaked. Like literally the runners. These got leaked. Or not the runners, like the pieces on the runner. But that got leaked, so it was mostly little bits. It was one actual full model got leaked, and that was one that hadn't been released yet. It was a model they were going to tease, but they fucked up. Is this on Zuck's metaverse? No, it's its own thing doing their take on the metaverse. You have zero knowledge on the franchise? That's unfortunate. It's really good. There's a lot of war crimes in Gundam. So, without further ado, actually I'll switch over to PC screen so you can see it a little better. We're going over a video by Kakarot197. I tried the Gundam Metaverse beta, and I still don't get it. So, let's see what he has to say.
The Gundam Metaverse. Bandai has been promoting it to no end, and the first publicly available beta version is...
Which from Mercury is very good and fairly gay. Big agree. I am loving it. I actually need to finish like the last 2 or 3 episodes, I think. But I've been really enjoying it. Some things have been like, what the fuck, but can't have everything good.
Is finally here. At least if you've got an American or a Japanese Bamco account.
Oh my god, I did this meme in order to play Phantasy Star Online 2 before it released in the West. Whoa. I've done that for a few games. Shit, what was I going to say? Also, I was personally super excited for the Gundam Metaverse because I lived in my fantasy world and I had thought that I had mistakenly thought it was the Gundam build project that the Gunpla Build Laboratory, I think it was, where just like the animes, you could scan your model kit and then pilot it in a video game. That's what I thought we were finally getting. I'm an idiot. I should have saw Gundamverse in the title and realized it was a fucking metaverse.
Meaning that I was able to sneak in, and I even managed to get in early. But before we dive into the metaverse, I need to address the giant elephant in the room. The recommended requirements for this are an i7-10700 CPU, an RTX 2070 Super, and 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Wow, not even my graphics card is that one. I've got a GeForce GTX 1660 Ti. So, good thing I didn't even bother trying it. I think, yeah, Hajime Mashite. I think that's how you say how you doing? Or how do you do?
And if that doesn't like immediately tell you anything, these are mind-blowingly ridiculous and bloated specifications for the graphics and content that we're actually getting. If we take their
Shocker.
word for these requirements, the Gundam Metaverse, which aims to be more of a social media platform, is harder to run than recent AAA games like Armored Core 6 and
That is fucking funny. Gundam Metaverse is harder to run than Armored Core. Oh, that makes me sad. It's hilarious and depressing.
the remake of Resident Evil 4. In fact, it's about as hard to run as Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty and Starfield. So
Good
why do the
Lord.
avatars
I can barely even run Starfield. Holy shit. I did have a decent enough time playing Cyberpunk. I haven't played the new DLC. Oh, it's an even fight for the Yandere Sim thing? No, not quite. Because the Yandere Sim thing was one guy, and this is an official project sanctioned by Gundam.
looked like they were ripped from a cheap PlayStation 2 game? And the lack of
God, they're giving Xbox avatars a run for their money, huh?
anti-aliasing isn't doing them any favors. To make matters worse yet, the customization is limited to preset characters and preset color schemes. What is cool then is the ability to outfit your avatar with various mobile suit parts. It's silly and looks a bit wonky, but it does have a charm to it. So while the avatars still don't look great, I did eventually end up feeling attached to the little thingy.
They got the GN sword from Exia. That's my favorite weapon. Bear one looks awesome. Yeah, that's the bear guy. Bear guy. Because, like, I'm not going to give any more context than that, actually. Because it's funnier to me.
I'm just hoping that Bandai will seriously expand upon this for the full release. And when I'm loaded into the world, I have a completely different character. And the person next to me has that same character, so it looks like this is definitely a common bug. Fortunately, you can still edit your avatar in the actual metaverse.
What a stupid
And before we move
bug.
on, just take in the sight of this amazing metaverse while keeping these system requirements in mind.
I think that's literally all there is to it with the Gundam Metaverse. You just hang around and interact with other Gundam fans that have bothered to have a computer that can easily run Starfield.
And then to guide us through this amazing world, we have Mello, the Metaverse AI who wants to learn all about Gundam alongside of us. Basically, she gives us the tutorial. These are the controls, go to this place, that's what it's for, go to the next place, rinse and repeat. And as a tutorial, it isn't really the greatest, to be honest, because it doesn't actually point you in the right direction.
That's
it just
funny.
tells you to go somewhere in this world that you've just been dropped into, and there's no arrow to follow or a giant flashing beacon to go to. Again, keep in mind that this is not supposed to be a video game and is instead supposed to be more of a social media thingy. So yes,
Social media experience. What am I looking for now? Right, A2.
I did see people who got lost and couldn't find certain points to finish the damn tutorial. And another complaint that I had is that Mello's voice is extremely silent, and there doesn't seem to be an option in the sound menu to just turn up the voices alone.
Holy fuck, is she talking?
So, first impressions are not good to say the least. But content is king, so maybe that can save the metaverse. What can we actually do that also requires the horsepower of an i7 and a 2070 Super? Spoiler warning, not a lot. You can chat with people, but good luck actually keeping up with the conversation because the chat window can't be open while you're exploring. Fantastic. And in addition to that, you also have
What? What? Whose idiot idea was that? You can't explore while you're engaging with the chat? That's like going through fucking Westfall in World of Warcraft and not being able to access general chat or like the zone chat because you're holding W. This is ridiculous.
stickers that you can send or emotes that you can do in the overworld. And I kid you not when I say that the most fun experience that I had was when someone waved back. Next up then, one of the big things they touted.
I just saw the SD up in the top there. That was just reminding me of SD Gundam Capsule Fighter, an actual fun game about Gundam, where you were the SD, which, if you're not aware, it stands for Super Deformed, and by deformed, they mean chibi-tized Gundams. They're made to look cuter and appeal to like younger and more feminine audiences, I guess. But that game, SD Gundam Capsule Fighter, which has now closed down, was one of my favorite Gundam games to play. You could change the color of your mobile suit. You could have a whole bunch of different mobile suits. They had they had rankings for the different suits, which were quite great because you could have a lobby that was only C rank suits, only D rank, only A rank, only S rank, and so on. So you kind of knew what you were getting into. It was a team fighting game where you're fighting. I think it was 4 or 5 people per team. It was a lot of fun. I really missed it. Oh God, I even had a chance. I even saw a job opportunity I applied for, didn't get, to be a moderator for that game. That would have been awesome.
During virtually every promotion for the metaverse was fan-made content. So I manually ran over to the building, saw some pretty cool scanned 3D Gunpla, and a lot of art on the walls. One of which was this really cool looking Keyblade Gunpla, and I really wanted to see this thing up close. So I clicked on it, and a completely...
Oh, that's disappointing. I wanted to see that Keyblade. That looked so sick. This is still a good model that got shown, but oh god damn, they did a lot of good work with that painting. But it's still not the one that I wanted to see in the first place.
Different picture popped up? I mean, sure, this Ariel is also really cool, but I wanted to see the Keyblade. So maybe if I hit the arrows, I'll eventually get the Keyblade? Nope. 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 Nope.
Oh, I got that. Musha Gundam. I have that master grade. Mine doesn't look as good because this person has done a amazing job painting theirs. But that was a fun build. I actually really enjoyed it.
Oh. That's it. Okay, so what if I check out the mass production new Gundam next to it? The same Ariel. And for some reason, the game is no longer registering my mouse clicks, so that's awesome too. Let's go upstairs to check out the 3D-ified scanned Gunpla. And seeing them like this is pretty cool. So cool, in fact, that the game couldn't handle it and crashed. And in my experience, whenever you enter one of these 3D sections, there is literally a 50-50 chance of the program crashing. I tried to look at the Tyran again later on, and while it did survive a lot longer, it eventually crashed again. So this time, let's ignore the Tyran and go up to the 3rd floor for some Gunpla tips and tricks. And, well, the walls are indeed filled with a variety of Gunpla related content, ranging all from how to take pictures to how to build them. And while you might stumble upon a useful trick here in this sensory overload room, is this really how people consume guides? First of all, I'll typically search for the specific thing that I need help with, and here you have to physically walk around while also being limited to the available information that...
God, that's kind of cool, but kind of annoying. Because, like, how is this better than just going onto YouTube and searching Gunpla painting tutorial? This verse isn't the only thing getting meta. Yeah.
ban I decided to put on these walls.
Okay,
And secondly, whenever I have a guide open, it's typically somewhere on my computer screen as a secondary thing. I'll have another video open or music player while I'm doing what the guide told me to do, and then I'll refer back to the guide when it's time to move on to the next step. I'm not going to leave my computer running at full blast while the same song continuously loops while I'm following a Gunpla painting guide from the Metaverse.
Yeah, that just sounds painful to get through. Like, oh my god. Why? Dear God, why?
But let's go next door to see another feature where the Metaverse could really flex its graphical muscles. The Universal Century Museum, where we can find out a lot about Universal Century, and more importantly, check out the 3D dioramas.
For those that are not aware, the Universal Century is the overarching timeline that follows the original Mobile Suit Gundam and then goes through a whole bunch of different series, including I don't remember the exact order, but there's a lot of them. There's 08th MS Team. There is War in the Pocket, Stardust Memory, Turna Gundam, Zeta, Double Zeta, Thunderbolt. That was a movie. Char's Counterattack was a movie. There's a lot. Those are the ones that kind of branch off of the original timeline from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. And then there's a lot of standalone series where you don't have to watch the original series to understand what's going on with this series. Like Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing was completely self-contained. Gundam Seed, we're not going to talk about it. There's also G Gundam is another one. Honestly, there is a lot of Gundam out there. You don't need to watch all of it. I've watched most of it. A lot of it's pretty good.
Basically, they're 3D recreations of famous scenes from the anime, and you're now free to control the camera to see it play out from a variety of angles. It's a fun little distraction, but it again suffers from the same problem. If you're telling me that I need some serious gaming hardware to run this, then these are far below the graphics that I'm expecting. And the event space is the same deal, but instead of Universal Century dioramas...
What events are you even doing? Like, for real?
You can see dioramas of whatever the new Gundam thing is at that moment. So right now, that is Gundam Build Metaverse and Gundam Seed Freedom. And you can check out more graphically underwhelming 3D mobile suits at the store. Because one of the big selling points of the...
Who doesn't love graphically underperforming stuff? Like, this game doesn't look modern. it doesn't look worth requiring a RTX 2000 or whatever the fuck.
The metaverse is that you're able to see a real-life rendition of the model kit that you're about to buy. But fortunately, the real-life counterparts are much less jagged than they appear in here. Other than that, though, it's just a really inconvenient storefront that is locked behind heavy-duty hardware. The real kicker, though, is when I try to purchase one of these Gunpla. When I clicked on them, the screen just flashed black and nothing happened. And when I tried it...
Oh my god, when I worked at EA, that type of thing was, we're calling in the supervisor at 2 in the morning to fix this type of issue. If you come between EA and their money, holy fuck, they get on it.
Again, it just did it again and again. At first, I thought this was just the metaverse being buggy, but then a thought popped up in my head. They couldn't have. They wouldn't. They did. The buy button opens up an actual web page in the background, which I cannot access from inside of the metaverse unless I alt-tap to it.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Holy shit, this is so counterintuitive to what they're trying to do. Like, they're putting Gunpla tutorials in the metaverse, but if you actually want to spend the money on Gunpla, you gotta go through a browser that it doesn't tell you that it opens, that you have to alt-tab out of the goddamn program they're trying to keep you in. This is weird. This is very weird.
This is some seriously atrocious design. Moving along to the fan art museum, and here things get even more bare bones than with the Gunpla pictures. Right. They're all just posted on the wall, and that's it. You cannot interact with them at all. No zooming in, no saving, no nothing. And if you squint hard enough, you might be able to see who the artist is.
That is so goddamn depressing. Like, you can see so much effort has been put into a lot of this fan art, and you can't even find out who the artist is. Well, I guess what do you expect from a goddamn metaverse project?
So, that's that. So next, there's also a live event venue where you can watch concerts being performed.
Oh my god, their AI looks like a fucking VTuber getting ready to sing.
Of your favorite Gundam openings at predetermined times.
Predetermined times? That would only sell for me if it was something that you don't present or like don't have just on recording. Like, I will use Adventure Quest Worlds as an example. It is a 2D web browser based MMO RPG, and in that they had musical artists perform live. Notably, the one that I wish I had actually attended. Oh wait, no, I did attend that one. It was Voltaire. Aurelio Voltaire. I wish there was more articulation there. But I mean, you can do that kind of stuff where it's literally a live performance being done online. That is fine for scheduled time, but if it's like a pre-recorded video, don't be a dick. Just have it constantly playing. But see, it's all about making it more realistic. The hassle makes it better. True. Thank God I reversed the...
The biggest reason then to get access to the metaverse at the moment is to gain early access to the next 2 episodes of Gundam Build Metaverse.
Fun fact, those 3 episodes, it's a 3-episode OVA, original video animation, that is already available on YouTube for free, on Gundam Info on YouTube.
They're streamed twice a day, again at predetermined times. And if those times don't work for you, well, that sounds like a you problem. Maybe if the anime interested me more, I'd go out of my way.
Oh my god, it's like they're trying to bring back cable television, but online. Bitch, you gotta compete with streaming services. This isn't gonna fly. But I mean, I guess it can sort of build like a communal hype, because it's something you're interested in, and you can make friends online with similar interests by watching this show together. God, I should do more Discord watch parties. I haven't done one in forever. Last one was Digimon.
But I'll just watch them when they release on YouTube, so I can watch them when I want to watch them. Like, even back in the VCR days, you at least had the option to record something to then watch it when you wanted it. But anyways, you know what's also a staple in modern games? Dailies. So obviously...
Oh my god. Dailies that make the game feel like work. Who doesn't love that? Wait, oh my god, does this game that isn't really a game have dailies? Jesus Christ.
The Gundam Nothingverse also needed some of those. Every day you can pull 5 digital card-ass cards that are put into your digital card-ass card album that you can then look at. It's like...
Oh my god, it's so worthwhile. I hope I can throw money into doing this. I hope I can throw crypto money into doing this.
Like Steam trading cards, except more useless. Because these literally don't do anything else. There's 42 to collect, and, well, since you get 5 a day, I don't think you're gonna have to log in that much to collect them all.
What?
That is, if you even want to log in every day. Because that's the biggest thing I noticed with the Metaverse. During this test, I saw everything that it had to offer in less than an hour. And while I did see...
that tracks.
See some cool things like 3D dioramas, I've seen them. And I have absolutely no need or reason to return. Everything was either something you do once and that's it, or a more clunky version of something that already exists. Overall, I felt like I was in the lobby of a game. I was just killing time, waiting for the next round to begin. But obviously, nothing ever happened. I saw a lot of people comparing it to something like Phantasy Star Online 2, but since I've never...
At least with Phantasy Star Online 2, there was a game you could engage with. There were world bosses that showed up. But yeah, I definitely see a lot of this comparison. We're almost to his conclusion. Yeah, we're almost to the conclusion. We will finish this off, but I am not going to show you guys a conclusion because I've been enjoying this video.
Played that game, the first thing that came to my mind was the hub area for Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, or bank standing in RuneScape. But the thing is...
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Damn it! Like, only one person could interact with the bank at a time, otherwise it would overload the game. So... like, otherwise people could get stuck in the game or some shit. So it basically became the meta where you would literally wait in a bank line to go to the bank in, like, Barak, I think it was.
those games still have a goal, so when you get bored of standing around, you just go do something else. In the Meta Void, there wasn't anything else to do. So I did the only thing I could. I floated around the RX 78-2 statue and tried to go out of bounds, which I succeeded in.
Oh,
But
Pog.
unfortunately, there was an invisible wall preventing me from going any further. And as sad as it might sound, trying to go out of bounds was the second most fun I had. I didn't.
God, I can definitely see that. Okay, they're getting into. Damn it. They're getting into their conclusion. So, as with videos I like, go check out the conclusion on your own. We will be. God, like I'm glad I didn't end up really getting invested in the Gundam Metaverse. That was. Oh God, that was painful. But that, well, not like in a bad way. Like, that person has fairly well put together videos. Who am I just shouting out? T. Pause. Right, it was Kakarot 197. Yeah, I'm glad he tried the metaverse, so I don't have to. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Kakarot. You helped me dodge a bullet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and if you want to join the community, feel free to check out the Discord. I love to voice chat in there, so if you want to ever talk, I'm usually available. Well, in the afternoons.